Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Miniart. So this time it's a figurine set in 1/35 scale, of course, and the set number is written there, it's 53022. And those are German tank riders, as you can see, set number 1, but it comes with the resin heads. So it's something different from a typical figurine release from Miniart, because usually they do not include such an option, I would say, but here we get in the different heads, which can be combined with the plastic parts. So, first of all, the box size and the packaging is typical. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have box art which shows that we get the 4 figurines, and it's actually written here. And on the side you will find some safety information. On another side you can see some other kits and address of the manufacturer. And here on the rear side you can see also marking guide, which is combined actually with assembly manual, and also here we have the paints chart in several manufacturer designations, so I think it won't be difficult to find the paint brand which you are usually using for your builds. This is a side opening box, so I'm going to open it right now. And inside there is this sealed plastic bag with all of the parts, so I just need scissors in order to open it, and then we will talk more about these figurines and their parts. In the meantime, I can also remind you that I reviewed the previous releases as well, and the figurines from Miniart are quite wide-ranging thing. I would say they are covering a lot of different topics, so definitely worth checking out in case you are searching for some decent figurines for your build. Okay, so here I think it's worth starting with the plastic parts, and then we will check the resin heads. I'm just looking at the first plastic sprue here, so maybe it's worth zooming in and take a closer look together. So as you can see, the parts design is somewhat typical for this scale, and I would say parts division is also standard. So here we don't have any unnecessary surprises. There are no guiding pins whatsoever, and you can see that there are also some minor amounts of flash around the parts, so you have to carefully clean all of this stuff, because otherwise you might end up with a really weird looking assembly. And the same applies to the next guy. So here you can see the second figurine, again no guiding elements whatsoever, but overall I like the sculpting quality. So as you can see, it looks quite decent and convincing, so it's just a matter of careful painting. And of course you won't be using this head because it will be replaced with the resin part instead. Next we continue with another figurine here, so this one is supplied just like that. And here is quite interesting that we have the boot soils molded separately, so I wonder why it was done like this, just in order to replicate the surface, maybe. And note that the helmet even has some features inside. This is something what is, I would say, standard for Miniart kits. This attention to small features, it's really good, and I think it's a handy thing in 1/35 scale. So there is one more sprue with the figurine. As you remember, we have 4 soldiers, so here is the 4th one. Pretty much the same design. Of course, all of the poses, even for the previous figurines, they're predefined, so you won't be able to change much. But there are also some alternative parts in terms of the equipment, which you will see further in this video, so maybe this will be handy in order to have them a bit different between each other. But as you can see, as in terms of the design and overall, I would say the parts division, how the parts are sculpted, it's the same level, and we still have a bit of flash. But here on this figurine which I just shown, it's a really tiny amount, so you just need to clean it up and also preserve the smooth surface, of course. Next we go on with the equipment. So as I was saying, there is plenty of this stuff. So we start with the MG42, and as you can see, that's the whole sprue dedicated to the machine gun. And here we have really nice features out of the box. I would say for plastic kit everything looks nice. Maybe the barrel can be drilled out, but that's pretty much all I can suggest. And otherwise I see that it's a really interesting offering, and maybe with one of the soldiers, if you equip them with this gun, it might be an interesting combo. But that's not all. We also continue with the more weapons choice on the sprue AE. So here you can see the full choice of the various rifles, pistols, daggers, machine guns. and also various pouches for the magazines. So all of this stuff is included as a standard thing. You don't have to pay for this, and that's why I'm saying it's actually a good thing from Miniart that they give you this without any additional payment. So you just buy the kit, you get all the necessary parts, you are free to choose whatever you would like to install on your figurines, and of course the excess stays in your spare part box and you just use it for the next build maybe. And the same applies to this equipment. So here is the last gray plastic sprue. So this one is dedicated to the various equipment. So as you can see, again, a lot of things. We even have some helmets here. And considering that each figurine was coming with its own helmet, I guess this will not be touched, and it's really a great thing to have in spares. But overall, molding quality is really good. So if I try to zoom in closer and maybe bring it like this, so you can see that if camera will focus, now you can see that the surface details are really good for the scale. And do not forget that this is a 1/35 scale accessory, so that's why they are quite tiny, and you can see approximate size with my fingertips. And well, with some careful painting, I think it's a worthy addition. And here you can check them also from the opposite side. Okay, so even though we do not get any additional poses, at least we get some additional equipment. Next, I would like to show you the resin heads. So I can see that the heads are actually numbered as the kit. So these are not some universal heads. They are designed or designated only for today's figures. And here you can see them. So this is a typical light resin assembly. So you can see each head is supplied on the separate stand, and it should be relatively easy to separate them. As you remember, the helmets were separate, so this is also not a problem. And as for the facial features, I think they are a bit more sharp or clear in comparison with what plastic offers. But I wouldn't say that the difference is, well, I would accept also the plastic parts as well. So here you can see approximate comparison between plastic and resin, and also note the difference in the shape of the head. So we have a bit less of the top section of the head. That might be a bit of an issue if you would like to position the helmet in a slightly different, let's say, version. So definitely pay attention on how it will be sitting on the figurine. But I guess it won't be difficult to achieve the more or less convincing appearance. And just to give you an overall idea, the size, the scale is pretty much on par, so it's just a matter of choosing this resin head over the plastic part and styling it onto the kit, and you're good to go. Of course, you are free to follow the plastic head instructions, but it will be your choice already, and that may be treated as additional choice in my opinion. But overall, I like the idea of the plastic kit together with some resin parts for even more fine features. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, because this kit should be already available in Modelimex, so feel free to write it in the comment section below. And of course, I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.